Well, greetings for color fans, and welcome back to Metalrog's channel. And today I'm doing essentially a part two. A few weeks ago, I did the complete run of the Guardians of the Galaxy series from 1991, of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And I asked in the video if you would like to see their crossover appearances up until that point, and a few people said I would like to see it. And since I have them, here we are. So request fulfilled, hopefully. So their first appearance is obviously, as you see here, Marvel Superheroes 18. There were only 4 Guardians of the Galaxy at that point. Vance Astro, there to the left, Charlie 27, Martin X, and Yondu. As you see, they look quite different here from their future iterations, mostly because I think at this point they were kind of perhaps a throwaway team, right? So, but their look was refined. The first appearance was drawn by Gene Colan, written by Arnold Drake. So their next appearance was this one here in Marvel 2-in-1 number 5, where actually Captain America is also in this issue. And again, they're trying to liberate Earth from the Badoon, which is what they were fighting in that first issue as well. By the way, Steve Gerber wrote a lot of these first earlier appearances, including this one here in Giant Size Defenders number 5, where they fight a mutated fish or some sort of thing there. Yeah, you can see Charlie 27 down there, and Yondu. So, and this is that first appearance is from 1968, I want to say. Oh gosh, I should have researched that. Okay, then they started appearing not in 25, sorry, but in 26 here in the Defenders. Obviously, it says here guest starring, and they appeared in I think 4 consecutive issues, as I recall. 27. Those are the female Badoon that they're fighting there. Guardians are not pictured on 27, but they were in there all right. And then here in 28 is the first appearance of Starhawk, which now joins the team. And then they wrap it up here in 29. So again, those were by Steve Gerber, I'm pretty sure. And he also did, well, apparently their appearances in the Defenders were well received, because very soon after they got their own series, well, not self-titled, but in Marvel Presents. First 2 were Bloodstone, and then number 3 here with the Guardians of the Galaxy, you can see starring, again, written by Steve Gerber, art by Al Milgrom. So there's 3, 4. This is a really fun series, by the way, if you have the opportunity to pick it up. You know, Gerber craziness, right? But this one especially is just, you know, just loony, but just for all the right reasons. So anyway, 6 there. And here we have 7, and I think Nikki joins the team here at some point. She was obviously appeared, I think it was actually right here in 3. I think in 3 is where Nikki first appears. Again, they're all, well, mostly they're all survived. The last survivor of their race, except for, of course, Vance Astro, which was a 1,000-year-old man. And here we have 8, which is mostly a reprint, as I recall, of that Silver Surfer battle with the Badoon. But Dreaded Deadline Doom reared its ugly head there. And we have 9, Planet of the Barbarians. And then we have 10. And then we have 11. And this delves into, starts delving into Starhawk's origins and his sister Alita and so forth. And 12. And that's the last appearance here in Marvel Presents for the Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's go for the second batch here. And their next appearance was in here in Thor number 6, annual number 6, where they take on Korvac and his minions of menace. I gotta love the alliteration there. And then the Korvac saga began, and they appeared intermittently here. Let's see if I remember. 167, obviously, they're on the cover. 168 and 169, I think, were like fill-in issues, so they didn't appear there. And I'm not sure about 170 or 170. Yeah, 170, I think they appeared. And then not again until here, 173. And again, the Korvac saga sort of was going on, but other things were happening around it. So that's why they're investigating or looking for Korvac. Here's with the one with the collector. And then finally here in 175, they actually come up and find him, I believe, right at the end. Or is it here 176? A real clever way that they found Korvac. Essentially, it was because they blocked all senses, and so, you know, Starhawk couldn't see him, even though it was right in front of him. So that was a major problem. And then in 177, where obviously Korvac temporarily kills most of the Avengers, but then he reanimates them. And then they appear here in 181. I think you can see Starhawk down here. This issue is just where they're picking a new team, and they were there. Obviously, they were never really considered to be on the team since they are from the 30th century. And then they appeared here in not 85, but 86, but only Starhawk, Martin X, and Nikki, trying to stop some organization from actually being able to see their headquarters, their spaceship. They're trying to repair it or something here in the 20th century at that point. And then here is their appearance in Marvel 2-in-1 69. And then that's it as far as their Bronze Age appearances. They did have an appearance here right before their series starts in 1989. I'm going to show you. This is just, again, John Byrne wackiness stuff here, right? Where She-Hulk is catapulted into space, and she is actually goes to the space station, and they ask for directions here, you see. That's their only appearance in that panel there. I just thought this was just a cool little cameo there by the Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's it, folks. That's all the crossover appearances until their series in 1991. They did have appearances during that time, very minor ones, in Thor Core, Infinity War, things like that. But these are the ones that led up to, and finally, their appearances and their full-titled, self-titled series in 1991. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again for supporting my channel and requesting things when I ask questions of you. I really appreciate it. It really is it's cool to see the interaction here, even though it's time displaced through my recording of the videos. All right, everybody, I'll have another video next Thursday. I'll have my live stream on Tuesday. And again, my Marvel Value Stamp quest is going on. It looks like I'm down to 2, maybe 1 by the end of the week. We shall see. All right, everybody, be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back. Bye.